everybody, welcome back to City Sowers. So we have an update on our newest project that we are working on in the backyard. David is hard at work back there working on some sprinkler repairs. We've discovered that the sprinkler line in the backyard actually has a gaping hole in it, so when you turn it on, whoosh, big geyser pops up. So he gets to work on that before we can make any more forward progress on the yard project. So let's pop over here and talk to David about the problem. Hey, good looking.
Hey. So yeah, part of putting new grasses in, you have to have water for it. So we tested the water sprinkler system yesterday, and look at this lovely hole. Now, my sneaking suspicion is that at one point we had three or four plants back here on the end of the house that Amanda had planted, and we had put these nice big stakes in there to hold them up. I think someone just drove a stake in. I'm not naming any names, but
no.
She's an urban nerd with a goat herd.
Let me just go ahead and point out here. I did drive a stake through it, but that was over here.
Yes, that one.
I did not put that hole there.
This just magically appeared. No, anyway, stuff happens in the garden. Fun stuff. I get to fix it today. So plumbing's not that complicated as long as you buy twice as many parts as you need and don't be afraid to keep twice as many on hand as you think you'll need. So that's what I did. I bought like a whole bucket full from my trusty Orange Happiness store, also known as Home Depot. So I think that ought to do it. We're also gonna do some other stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna cut it on both sides of this. This hole, just snip on both sides, throw a couple connectors on there, put in some new pipe, and call it a day. Then check the system and make sure we're not leaking anywhere else, and we should have some water. So that's the problem. Well, that's the project. Yeah.
The project within a project within a project.
Yes, because work is never done.
So here's the breakdown. The original project is that we're putting grass in this middle section of the yard. We put in this 4-foot high wire fencing to keep the animals out of it while it's growing. Now, the question was, how do we allow animals to still have access around the yard and also ourselves? So we decided, okay, we've got these walkways. Okay, well then what are we going to do about the grass that doesn't grow in the walkways? Okay, so let's mulch the walkways so that we have a nice walkway. And so it continues all the way around this walkway, right across where this hole is. Lovely.
Yeah.
And so we have to fix
I'm gonna test my theory here.
Fix the pipe here, but also move around some sprinklers that have been placed throughout the past decade of us living here. Because like there's a sprinkler head under the shed over there that's supposed to spray in this direction, but it just sprays the walkway as well as the lawn area, and you kind of don't want to have just a ton of water pouring all over your mulch all the time, because that'll just speed up the breakdown. And there's another one over there by the chicken coop that'll have to move, and there's another one under this tree that'll have to move in, and there's a couple more over here under the grapevines. So we've got to move basically all the sprinklers in. So David's got huge plumbing project on his hands because he loves me.
And a very manly shovel.
Very manly. Manly trowel. But you know what? That thing is fully metal. I've had some that have like the wooden...
Fully metal.
The ones that have like the wooden handles, I've had them fall apart. So, it may be girly looking, but it's manly in strength.
We may be weak, but we are strong.
So, good luck, David.
Thank you.
I'll be doing something far more fun.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to tell them right now.
Alright.
First of all, I just want to point out, look at how pretty. My borage has already started to bloom. I'm just tickled. I've already got borage in March. It's so pretty. But that's beside the point. Today, we'll be working on these little tomatoes that I have started for the kids that need to get in the ground, or barrels, I guess, today. It's gonna happen today. Also, I have my replacement cucumbers that I'm gonna move out here today, because these squatters gotta move. But getting stuff done, finally. All right, look at you, Muscles McGinty. So David got a bunch of bags of topsoil to help fill in some holes that the chickens have dug up in the walkways. And Audrey is beast moding it. She's moving it.
She didn't.
You go, girl. How are you planning on getting that through the gate?
Nope. I'm getting it past the goats.
Nathan, do you want to help her? With the goat, dude. Oh, gosh.
Nope. Can't do it.
Oy, oy,
Pull it
oy.
out.
I got one goat. Nathan went to catch the other. Go. You can do it. You can do it. Ooh. Do you want to trade? Do you want to hold the goat and I'll get it through the gate? She's going to do it. She's going to do it. Pull it.
No.
Go. Go. Go.
No.
Oh my gosh. Do you need help, Audrey?
It's just because I hate
Here. Get the goat. Get the goat. Get the goat.
No.
Ah, there we go.
It's 300 pounds, Nathan said. No, stay out!
All right, here.
Should I give Betsy a grain?
Betsy, you brat. Yeah, you can just give her. Hey, what you doing?
You're so weird, Betsy.
Goodness, Betsy. It's not rocket science.
Finally.
There we go. That was just painful.
I can't drag it.
That's not an everyday sight of having to get a goat in there.
That is not the common method used. But I guess it worked.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to our tomato adventure. Okay, so we have uncovered the kids' barrels, at least Nathan and Audrey's barrels. Caleb is currently not here. He's hanging out with Meemaw
And Gigi.
and Gigi. So he is not here, but he can plant his when he gets home. So we are going to dig some holes with Mommy's brand new fancy schmancy hori knife.
Where'd you get that?
So,
Good question.
my good friend Jess from Roots and Refuge got it for me for my birthday, because my birthday was yesterday, and I'm so incredibly blessed and excited, and I can't wait to use it. So we're gonna use it. So we're gonna put it right smack in the middle of the planter. So we want to deep plant this tomato because it's a little swoopy. So here, you want to hold the pot, Audrey? We're gonna break off some of these bottom branches here. Just pinch them off.
Did it.
And probably this one too. I'm gonna go.
Don't break off all my plants.
No, not all of them. I'm gonna go up to there. We're gonna try and plant it as close to that as we can. Now, I brought from the house an egg for you to plant it with. But that is Barry's Crazy Cherry. Oh my gosh, look at it. It's already got flower buds. We're probably gonna have to pinch those off. Let's see, yours is actually crooked too, so let's measure this. If we put the hole off center, then we can actually... So we'll put the hole where the pot is.
Here?
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. I think that should be deep enough. Let's see. Let's measure your plant. Here, we want to pinch off some of these.
That's a big one.
Oh, that's deep enough.
Well, remember, we're also going to have an egg in there, so it'll put it up just a little bit, and that's perfect.
Can I crack the egg?
You want to very carefully crack it, because you're not breaking it, you're just cracking it.
Ew.
Now we're going to put tomato cages on them, because we want to keep the cats out of them. Now, in these barrels is where I do actually use the store-bought tomato cages, just because the barrels are so constricting in their space. And that goes all the way down to the bottom of the pot. And then as the tomato grows up, sometimes this is actually here from the tomato last year that had to be kind of tied up to support it. So I'm just leaving it on there in case we need it. So, and Nathan, what kind of tomato did you plant?
This is my second time planting a chocolate pear tomato. Last year it was a hybrid.
We had some not true seed, unfortunately. But they still turned out good, they just weren't chocolate pears.
Yeah.
And then Audrey, what kind of tomato did you plant?
Barry's Crazy Cherry.
Yep. Betsy, are you all done eating? Should we get you cookie and get you out of here? Jane is deeply offended because she's usually first. So she is complaining hardcore. Alright, let her smell that you have the cookie first. Alright, now you let her out.
Good girl.
Mom, can you get a blue one?
Betsy, did you get your favorite lie down spot? She does love this wagon so much.
Here's that rock we've been looking for.
What rock?
Oh, good.
What rock?
No.
A big rock?
There you go. Alright, we gotta go get Jane off the stand. Sweet Jane, did you finish your grain? Yeah? She gets so much more vocal when she gets closer to kidding. Hi, Sweet Jane. Come on, Mama. You've already had your turn, Betsy. You threw everything off by going first. She said, but I always go in after Jane comes out. So, David, that's quite a committee of helpers you have.
Yes, the chicks love me.
Well, not tricks anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry. All the ladies love me. So what I'm doing now is when the grass came all the way out to here, we need sprinklers here. I'm just gonna move the sprinkler up that way a little bit, which is essentially cut it, put in a connector, and
Over there.
put in a little slip of pipe. So it shouldn't be really all that complicated, but it'll allow us to at least get some seed and some wetness down on the seed. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Actually, check it out. It's kind of a cool visual.
While trying not to decapitate chickens in the
For
process.
yourself, this branch is real low there.
Yeah.
So this sprinkler actually had gotten buried, so I'm assuming it's still functional. We had a little tiny wet spot on top of the soil, so it's still getting some water out. But yeah, this pipe here comes back to the fence where I got this drip for the tree coming out of it. But I'm gonna cut it right here and move it on over there. So that trench has gotta be a little deeper.
And a little farther? Are you putting it on the inside of that?
No, it'll probably be going right there. But these chickens are not especially as helpful as you might think.
They're making sure that you don't have any worms in the way.
I wouldn't want to get any worms in my soil. So, and every time I dig it out, they decide to help and put it back.
No, it was really interesting watching David. He was using a Maddox to break up some of this soil, and he kept having to yell at a chicken to move because
Gonna get your head cut off.
she was going to get decapitated, man.
She's like, oh, fresh soil. Opportunity for snackage.
We need some worms over here so you can snack them in the back.
Yeah.
David, you got a right-hand hen there.
What's up, baby?
Okay, so now I'm going to work on my cucumber mulligans, my cucumber do-overs. I planted a couple of them as you know if you follow the channel. I planted some before we went on vacation, and then they perished, unfortunately, sadly, because they were neglected and they were probably moved out a little too soon. It was still pretty cold at night. And so I started some over, and these ones are now big enough to plant. So I'm going to put those in today. And I've got some Armenian long cucumbers that I already put in because it wasn't a terribly visible space. So I got those put in, and I'm going to put in 2 China jade cucumbers and 2 Japanese long cucumbers. And the plan is that they will grow on this cattle panel fence that's right here, and they'll just cover it, and they can provide the afternoon shade that the bell peppers that are in the barrels on the other side of the fence need, because here in Central Valley of California, the summer heat is just too intense in the afternoons, so they get scorched. And I didn't grow a successful bell pepper until I gave them afternoon shade, even though the little like info tag or whatever that comes in the plant starts says full sun. So I'm going to get these cucumbers transplanted, and then I'm going to kind of assess any other transplants that I might do for the day, because I do have some melons in the house and I got to take a look at those and see if they're ready to go. So there we go. All these cucumbers are all in, they're watered. We'll see if they can take off. And if they can, then we'll have plenty of cucumbers. I'm so excited. I've been struggling with cucumbers the past couple of years, so looking forward to having some cucumbers this year.
Looks like we're just about done. I'm patting in the final bit. The pipe is in and the sprinkler's been extended, and I kind of buried it. But it's like right here. There it is. Hello, precious.
You sound like I bought
That'll be fun, trying to make sure that doesn't get buried in the mulch.
Yeah, you know.
Mulch.
I'm not the brains of the operation. But the cool thing is it'll shoot straight up. So it has a 8-inch riser. So if it gets buried in mulch, we have bigger problems.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna pat this down because the chickens have already come over and tried to scrape it up, looking for delicious worms, and I don't want them to do that because they're obnoxious.
But they are not delicious to us. They are disgusting.
A little bit of that.
You get out from under the tree.
Yay!
Here, kids, stomp on that.
Yay!
As much as the chickens love this low-hanging branch, it may have to come off.
Maybe. So there's a few more sprinklers that I will be adjusting over the next, I don't know, whenever I have time. And I think, though, for today, I'm going to go ahead and get the seed down so we can at least start the germination process and getting that set and covered up. I'm going to use some topsoil, just basic topsoil to cover it. I read that you can use hay or grass or something like that, but I don't know the seed content of that, and I really don't want to grow hay in the backyard. Yeah, call me crazy, but no, we'll just use topsoil, and someday we might experiment with hay, you know, when the goats kill this batch and we go with the next one. Ready?
Yep.
Let's do it.
You'll notice there is some grass that's coming in all by itself, but this stuff is not like a lawn type grass. It's very clumpy. Like, it'll grow, but it's going to be mixed in now with this other grass, so that we'll actually have some lawn. This is also an area of the yard that had just less traffic in general from the animals, so it's less trampled down. Because what we did last year is that we divided the yard into 2 sections, the back half and the front half. And we seeded the back half first, so it was just the back half fenced off, and the grass grew, and it was beautiful. And then we took the fence down and fenced the front half, but while the front half was growing, the back half got trampled. And because we really just didn't leave it there long enough to get really strong, we grew it long enough for like a first mowing or something like that, and then took it down because we wanted to get the other half seeded, and that just didn't work out.
You live and learn.
So now it's just, okay, we fenced off the entire area.
No feet will be in it for 3 months.
Yeah, we're gonna
Problems.
keep it no traffic for a few months to let the grass really establish. Because you need it to really get that thick network of roots, because grass isn't a very deeply rooted plant, but the point is that it's gonna get really dense and it creates like a carpet of roots instead of a bunch of really thin little roots that get pulled up as soon as you step on them.
Carrots are very big roots, actually.
Yes, they are.
Yeah?
On the subject of roots.
You know what also has big roots? Trees. Trees have big roots.
Speaking of trees, that redbud tree is looking quite glorious behind you. Man, this is just unrecognizable now.
Well, it's got seed, it's got a little topsoil, and I'm actually quite happy. I guess 5 bags would about cover it, and I mean, I'm not trying to put any amount of weight. When you're doing grass, really all you want to do is have something for the grass seeds to hide under, stay damp under, not dry out too fast. So they're just wee little seeds. So now it's coming along. I'm definitely getting a muscle cramp from carrying the bags around, but
It's character building.
it's muscle building is what it is. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just going around and seeing any thin spots, just putting a little bit of last minute stuff on it, then I'm gonna gently water it and see if we can't get these roots to grow.
Guys, this man works so hard. He works all week at his day job, and then he comes home to his crazy wife,
Hey, don't talk about my wife like that.
who gives him all these little jobs. Hey, I want this, and I want that, and oh, can you help me with? And wouldn't it be cool if we could do this?
Oh, my favorite part about this weekend was it started with Amanda saying, we need to talk about grass. We need to make a plan.
If we're gonna do it.
If we're gonna do it, we gotta make a plan. So the plan...
Okay, in my
turned into-
defense. In my defense.
Yes, in her defense.
In my defense. The weather is gonna get really hot really fast. So if we were going to put grass in, it needed to be ASAP, because like summer hits in what, like mid-April? Like it starts getting really hot well before summer.
But then she puts on those lovely eyes and says, honey, let's do grass together.
I said, if we're going to do a grass reboot, we need to talk about it, because if we're going to do it, we got to start it like really soon before the month is over.
Yeah.
So.
No, and I can't say no to her. I mean, I can, but it's been time. It's gonna be nice to have grass out here again. So it's easy for me to blame her, but at the same time, I'm gonna enjoy it. It's gonna be awesome. So I'm gonna put some water on this. How do you feel about getting like drenched by a sprinkler?
I don't think that's a good idea.
We could do it together.
I don't think that's a good idea, Bob.
All right. Well, why don't you scooch out of the way and I will.
I'm gonna run.
Amazing.
All right, so we had another full day today between transplanting tomatoes and cucumbers and David planting grass and
Look at all
fixing,
that beautiful grass. It's
fixing
coming in
sprinklers.
already. Soon it'll be coming in.
Yeah. Hoping that it'll come in the next week. And we'll start seeing little tiny baby grass.
We'll keep you posted on it.
But yeah, we'll be, I'm sure, doing plenty of updates on it as it grows.
It is exciting. I got a lot of joy from watching Amanda have joy in her garden, seeing these little buds come up, and just all the stuff she gets giddy about.
The garden is generally my domain, so I told David, the lawn can be yours. So, you know.
Guess he gets to mow it.
Yeah, David, your lawn needs to be mowed.
David, your lawn has weeds. Time to weed and feed. David. That's right, it's my joy.
We hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. We hope that you come back and join us next time. And as always, this is your urban nerd with a goat herd telling you can grow where you're planted.
Please, if you're grassy, grow in the backyard. I'm tired of looking at dirt. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.